Good day to everybody. Now, before anything else, I would like you guys to take a look at this image in my presentation. What does this image tell you? And I'll give you a few seconds to think how this image entails something that we have lived out through our lives. If you guess that this image was taken during the COVID-19 pandemic or these planes were grounded because of air travel restrictions from the pandemic, then you are right. The air transportation industry has seen a bearish growth, fueled by the pandemic restrictions and travel restrictions placed by governments around the world. It's according to a study by Clark and Air in 2023, during the pandemic, of course. Hi, my name is Elwin Rea, and today we are going to discuss a journal article review that I made entitled The Runway to Recovery: Understanding the Recovery of the Air Transportation Industry from the COVID-19 Pandemic through Sun et al.'s 2023 Data-Driven Analysis on the Aviation Recovery from the COVID-19 Pandemic. Now let's move forward. The air transportation industry has built its significant position on human and freight transportation in the global industry and air transportation sector of all nations. Basically, a lot of human travel and freight travel of goods has been fueled or dominated by the air transportation industry alone. A lot of our significant needs, a lot of our families, a lot of our relatives, and a lot of humans have been traveling through air transportation. The dire repercussions created from the COVID-19 pandemic has been felt on all subsectors and markets of the global aviation industry. A lot of the key players like Singapore and the United Arab Emirates have been hit hard, with their main companies such as the Singaporean Airlines and the Etihad and Emirates Airlines have been affected by the aviation industry, which dramatically caused substantial financial losses on all producers of the air transportation market. And a lot of these government-backed airlines were also affected as well, to which the Philippines had no exceptions in experiencing the consequences of grounding its aviation sector, especially our largest companies or our largest airlines, such as Philippine Airlines and Cebu Pacific. A study conducted by Sun et al. In 2023, an analysis that they created from the Journal of the Air Transportation Activity, they were able to create a study entitled A Data-Driven Analysis on the Aviation Recovery from the COVID-19 Pandemic. It was able to discuss the recovery of different key markets of the air transportation industry. What are these markets recovering from? How are they recovering? And alongside the key factors that are leading to the growth and the challenges faced by the industry towards their recovery, and if they are recovering as well. Because we know that not all of the airlines and not all of the sectors of the economy is not just doing well after the pandemic, but some of them are shrinking. Now, let us move on to the methodology of the study conducted by Sun et al. They were able to perform a data-driven analysis of the global passenger market in the basis of tickets and flight data that they were able to collect from January 2019 to June 2022. The analysis that they conducted has covered a range of 100,000 market airports that also includes market airports in the Philippines over a set of 3,500 worldwide airports that they deemed as important. The Sabre Market Intelligence was employed by Sun et al. In order to gather the data that covers the entire COVID-19 impact cycle with pre-shock reference data. In addition, Sabre in 2023 was able to classify these markets into 4 market types. The first one being the full core markets, in which they were sustaining high connectivity and reliability of operation ever since. The second one is the pre-pandemic markets, which had difficulties in recovering after the pandemic. The recovery markets were also classified due to new routes and growing demand in the aviation industry after the pandemic, and other markets which were caused by seasonal or other market conditions, such as the Golden Week in Japan, where a lot of the flight data that they had were growing, which is also included in a lot of festivals in the Philippines, which can be classified in other markets. Now, a quick conclusion to what they were able to discover in the study. First is that Sun et al. Was able to discover a heterogeneous recovery in all air transportation markets on the second quarter of 2022, meaning that the recovery in the Philippines, the recovery in the United States, and in other countries were so much different that, for example, in the United States, they had a hard time recovering rather than the Chinese, where they had an easier time recovering since the Chinese air transportation industry was more focused on local flights. In the policies and restrictions, Sun et al. Was able to evaluate the implications of existing policies and restrictions on the development of the air transportation industry, in particular to sustainability over economic benefits. This has been seen in the Philippines, where we were able to be one of the last countries to lift its policies and restrictions. The market growth and decline is despite pre- and post-pandemic services having to happen frequently. Markets saw neither extreme success or failure, suggesting that these conventional businesses methods performed less during the recovery, meaning that these businesses, especially those businesses like airlines, had to change their strategies. And while a lot of these had to be the results, there's been a potential aiding blueprint. Sun et al. Was able to perceive a general view of the recovery situation in different continental air transportation markets through analysis from data intelligent formats, and could be a potential aiding blueprint to guide and manage the recovery of our own local industry in aviation. Now, moving forward, could this study be a potential blueprint for us in our own industry's air transportation recovery? Well, there was simplicity and complexity in the article, in which they were able to simplify evaluating the variables of the study, yet also particularize on gathered data through Sabre's market classifications. It just fell short on which of the variables they were using for their study, since other factors considered could hinder the results of the study as well. Overall, the study doesn't provide an explicit classification of airport types and the such, but they were able to describe what has the growth been up to, or what is the growth today in our aviation industry generalized throughout the world. Lastly, what's in it for us in our own local industry? Well, the study was able to identify the future direction of a lot of these markets as a whole, so it could be a guiding blueprint from us to help identify the implications of the policies that we are going to implement in our own industry. A lot of these implementations were also included in the domestic and international routes that we have in our own airlines. International routes and markets were given prioritization from governments. This has been seen in a lot of these routes, such as from Philippine Airlines and Cebu Pacific, prioritizing routes where there are many OFWs. And of course, they were able to keep their airline companies afloat just because of these consumers. Now, there's still also competition within after the bearish market of the COVID pandemic. Well, the COVID-19 markets with high competition, so they were able to show better recovery, suggesting that these airlines focus on their traditional markets may have faced challenges. This is why they were able to shift into new routes, such as the Philippine aviation industry in Cebu Pacific, that they were able to open routes from Cebu to a lot of international routes such as in Singapore and Dubai. It encourages airlines to explore a new route of market and reconsider their pre-pandemic strategies in order to recover from the pandemic. Now, that is all for my presentation. I hope you guys learned a lot from us. Thank you very much.